And we are back to the channel where we talk about everything US news, headlines, and Josh, good morning as well. Thanks for saying hello and thanks for dropping in. Alrighty. Uh, it's whatever you want it to be, Josh. Thanks for having a sense of humor and playing along. I appreciate it. Good to have you here. Yes, greetings. Welcome to the fun channel where we talk about US news, markets, headlines, and everything in between. Sometimes we talk about all kinds of stuff, but we put together and we make it fun, educational. So yeah, not only is it educational but fun, and also this is not a sales channel, so you can share your thoughts and insights and whatever you're doing on your journey very freely. Nobody on this channel is ever going to ask you for any money or ask you for anything like that. So hey, take it easy. Thanks again, Josh, for the likes and the shares. I do appreciate it. Again, my name is James. I'm from the U.S., from the Midwest. And actually, if you know much about the Midwest, there's not a whole lot going on there except for, well, farming and sports. And I wasn't very good at either one of those. And, well, I did have an affinity for the numbers, and that's what got me into engineering, and engineering took me into looking at different parts of the market, looking at different parts of companies and things like that, and that's kind of how I got my curiosity. So if any of you would like to share how you got involved or interested in the markets, feel free to. Inflation, Sonic, greetings. To go to 4.6, we hope not, but yes, I know what you mean, Sonic. I know what you mean. Yeah. Anybody else have any thoughts about inflation or what's going to happen with that? Anybody, let me know what the gas prices are in your area. That's also something I'd be curious to know about. Yeah, let's see. What is it? Oil right now, West Texas is at 86 and Brent's at 94 right now. Actually, recently just dropped about 0.7% and 0.63% respectively. Yeah, some of the headlines that we're going to talk about are the Kevin Warsh hearing today. We're also going to talk about the U.S. turned back 27 ships since the Strait of Hormuz blockade started. And I think they also just took control of an Iranian cargo ship, which wasn't very popular. Sonic, gas prices will go up $2 by mid-May. God, I hope not. Jesus. Yeah, that's not very far away either. Pete, good morning from Kansas. Good. Give me some good news from Kansas, Pete. Isaiah, yes, I'm from the U.S. I'm actually from the Midwest. Yeah. Ekbedem, greetings. Hello to you too. Yes. And yeah. What about you, Isaiah? Where are you at? Let me know. It's sunny and 62. Good for you. Hope you're enjoying it. Yes. Yeah. Some of the other things that we're going to look at are United Health. United Health that just jumped up 7% on a earnings outlook beat. I think Josh, you're one of the ones that is into United Health, correct? I think that's one reason why I remember that. By Sonic, by Saudi oil. Yes, looking at oil for sure. And then also, let's see, we're going to talk about a little bit about Tesla. They're going to talk about the Q1 earnings and robotaxi rollouts and what they're doing as far as in Texas as well. They have Dallas and Houston. They have unsupervised, meaning no safety driver is present in Austin. And let's see, greetings, welcome. KNT U4R. What's the gas price in your area? Let me know. Yeah. Let's see. And okay. Also, we'll brush up with NVIDIA as well. By the way, one of the companies that provides NVIDIA with their circuit boards, Victory Giant, also just they went public in Hong Kong and just jumped up, what was it, 60% on Tuesday. Again, that's one of the companies that provides supplies, printed circuit boards, PCBs to NVIDIA. By Tesla and Sonic by Tesla. mid-May because it's going to go up by $50. Got it. Thank you for the insight, Sonic. I appreciate that. Yes, and so does the audience. Also, we'll talk a little bit here about Apple. Yes, Tim Cook is stepping down, and Apple slid just a little bit recently. We'll talk about how much they slid and what that means for Apple. And yeah, we'll also talk a little bit about right here. Where is it? Headline from cut the headline. Tim Cook is stepping down as Apple CEO, and investors are $4 trillion richer because of him, according to the headline there. And let's see, I missed a comment over here. Yeah, I'm at 80K. Oh, okay. Barilli 703. We will look up ServiceNow later on as well. Yeah, there's a part of the program where we do look up a lot of the company ticker symbols. If you have a company ticker symbol that you'd like me to look up, feel free to drop it in the comments. Sonic, I'll be looking up Tesla as well later on, and definitely Nvidia as well. That's part of the program. But yeah, if you have a company ticker symbol, feel free to drop it. We'll look it up later on. I will also be looking here at Marvel. Why Marvel? Because Marvel just popped up on report that's going to help. Marvel's going to help Google with some custom AI chips. So we'll take a look at them. Also, right here, let's see, KNT, U4R, Marvel Technology. Yeah, like I just said, we're going to take a look at Marvel Technology. That's part of our program today because Marvel just jumped up with the news about Google. Good call on that one. And also, headline: Qualcomm's best run in years barely puts a dent in the brutal sell-off. We'll talk about what that really means coming up. Okay, Sonic, yeah, by Disney in June. Okay, yes, we'll also look up Disney for you. Okay, good. That's Qualcomm. Also, why Goldman Sachs thinks companies will rip even higher. Yeah, for example, that's talking about, if you're looking at the headline about Goldman Sachs, but where was it? Yeah, Goldman Sachs was talking about Broadcom, Nvidia, AMD, Amazon, Meta, and Micron, how they think they're going to rip even higher. We'll go into that one a little bit and why. Also, we'll talk a little bit about Amazon. Why Amazon? Because they're going to invest another $25 billion in Anthropic as part of AI's infrastructure deal. Harley Phillips, greetings. Welcome to the fun channel. Everything U.S. news, headlines. We make the markets fun. Welcome. Dun. If you have thank you for the likes and the shares, Harley. I appreciate it. If you have a company ticker symbol that you'd like to check out later on, just put it in the comments. No problem. We'll be looking at Amazon, what their deal with Anthropic is. Also, we'll take a look here. Sweden's Einride to deploy 75 electric trucks for Amazon's U.S. freight. So Amazon U.S. freight is getting into electric trucks. We'll talk about that as well coming up. Okay, give me your thoughts about electric vehicles if you want. Yeah. And again, I see a lot of likes and a lot of shares. Thank you very much for those. Yeah, I do appreciate that. Right here, we're also talking about Jeff Bezos' AI lab nears $38 billion valuation in a funding deal. Where is that? We'll talk about. Yeah, and plans to invest $100 billion to bring AI to factories and what that means for the factory jobs. Probably not good for factory jobs, but that's the way it's going. Yeah. Also, let's get into it. For all of you who are joining, this is a fun, entertaining channel, educational channel for U.S. news, headlines, and we break down the companies on TradingView. We're going to be looking at some chart patterns, some indicators, some earnings, some fundamentals later on as well. Yeah, so thank you all very much. Playing my own futures before war starts. Scotty, 54.44. Yes, before. I know what you mean. Speaking of oil, let's see. Right now, West Texas is 86, 88. Brent crude at 94.78. Yeah, right at the moment anyway. And right there. Also, we'll get into another headline we'll talk about is here's another big one. tariff refunds begin on Monday, which was yesterday, and these retailers are due some big paydays. We'll talk about which ones. Let's see. I'm doing work with. I'm doing work with already. I have added wait, Emily. Wait. I'm doing work with already. I have added group. I'm not sure I quite understand. I'm doing work with already. I have add in WhatsApp group with. Wait, Emily. I'm not sure I understand the comment. Please let me know what you mean. Yeah. And Sonic Dow Jones is going to lose 500 points at the end of this week. Okay, got it. Sonic, yes. Tell me a little bit more about that if you want to. Kenneth, I see your message, Sonic. Go ahead and expand on that if you want to. Yeah. Okay. And again, we'll talk about some of the tariff refunds and the retailers it's regarding. For example, Walmart, Target, Nike. We'll also talk about Nike and its chart that's going the wrong way. Again, a lot of these retailers, again, they're expecting some tariff. I wonder how that's going to go. Also, another one we'll talk about is minerals and metals. If you're into minerals and metals, feel free to let me know. One of the questions is, will gold reach 6,000 this year? And we'll talk about why, how, maybe, and if, and what stuff. And we'll talk about some of the mining companies that go with that as well. Also, again, if you're into some of the minerals and the miners, we'll talk about an exclusive U.S. firm that's in Africa right now doing some of the mineral deals over there that's in the headlines. Yeah. And also right here, we will talk about, JP Morgan expands 1.5 trillion economic security splurge into Europe. We'll talk about that one. It's a 10-year program launched in the US and Britain last year. Will focus on areas including defense, energy, and tech. And Jamie Dimon says the US and Europe have been too reliant on unpredictable sources for goods that are critical to collective security. Yeah. So 1.5 trillion investment program designed to bolster U.S. economic resilience across Europe. Yeah, there's that. Okay, and then right here also we'll talk about. Here's the one. Yeah. Here's the headline: oil prices little changed after Mr. T says he expects a deal with Iran. Let me know if you think that we're going to get the deal with Iran through. Let's see. Yes, Puma Rolex. Greetings. Welcome back. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts about oil prices and whether we're going to have a deal with Iran later on. Mr. T seems to think so. I'm not so sure, but staying positive. Finances with Jay. Thank you very much for the likes, the comments, and the shares. I do appreciate that. Welcome. Yeah. For all of you doing the liking and the commenting and the sharing, that does help the channel. If you are liking the channel, it does help. Thank you very much. Same to you, Puma Rolex. I appreciate it. And also, so having said that, let's go a little bit deeper. Again, Kevin Warsh hearing today. The Fed Chamonix faces questions on rates and inflation. Give me your thoughts about the current inflation situation in your area if you want. And U.S. and the Strait of Hormuz are we going to reach a deal soon? Or is this thing going to be blocked up for a long time? And if so, give me your thoughts about what you think gas prices are going to be. And here's the one. Okay, what happened? United Healthcare Group, their ticker rose more than 7% in pre-market trading on Tuesday. We'll take a look at that one. And the health insurer beat Wall Street's earnings expectations and raised its full year profit forecast. So that's part of the reason why. So revenue in the first quarter grew to 111.7 billion, higher than the 109.2 billion anticipated by the analysts. Again, beat the forecast. Yeah. So United Healthcare Group's medical cost ratio, or the percentage of premium spent on medical care, was 83.9% for the first quarter of 2026, down 90 basis points from the first quarter of 2025. This closely watched metric used by Wall Street as a gauge of costs came in below expectations of the 85.6%. Yes. Josh, if you're on here, that one's for you. Yes, for you. And let's see. United Health is seen as a bellwether for the healthcare sector. The company is undergoing a turnaround plan that is started last year to combat falling profits, high medical costs, and regulatory headwinds. Yeah. Earlier this year, the company sold off sharply after Mr. T proposed a lower than expected increase for 2027 Medicare Advantage plans. Having said that, let's move on. Also, right here, one of the ones we talked about, for example, let's see, right over here. Yes, thank you very much, JG. I'll put you that on the list. ONDS for sure. That's coming up. That's coming up. And then, yeah. Also, right here, for example, if you're looking at Tesla, they will report first quarter earnings after the bell Wednesday, after the bell tomorrow. And Wall Street focused on the company's slow to evolve robotaxi and capital expenditures, which are expected to balloon to the company's AI ventures. Analysts expect Tesla to post revenue of $22 and $22 billion, down 9% year over year, according to the Bloomberg consensus. And Tesla's adjusted earnings per share is expected to come in at 35 cents, with adjusted EBITDA projected for $3.2 billion, which is down 14.4% versus Q1 last year. Yeah. The key to Tesla's growth is the rollout of its robo-taxi service. Over the weekend, the company said it had expanded robo-taxi service to parts of Dallas and Houston. Yeah. Prior to the expansion, Tesla only offered robo-taxi service in Austin and in San Francisco Bay Area. If we have any Tesla fans, let me know there. There we go. And the big caveats here with Tesla are that the company doesn't reveal how many robotaxis are in the various geographic fleets at any time or how many are unsupervised. Yeah. If you're curious, Morgan Stanley thinks that Tesla will soon surpass 10 billion full self-driving miles, a milestone for the company that could lead to a further breakthrough given the data collected. Again, that's Morgan Stanley saying that, okay? Now, let's get into some of these tickers that you asked me about. Here we go. But first, for example, yes, let's go right here. Dun, dun, dun. One of you asked me, if you're still in the stream, let me know. You asked me about ServiceNow, I believe. ServiceNow is sitting here at, let me check this out. Yeah, sitting here right now. Yeah, it's actually rebounded back up. It was at 81. Now it's at 104.17. And actually, even today, if you zoom in on this, it is actually, yeah, it went from 99 up to 104. So for the person that asked me about ServiceNow, there you are. There's that. It's a good day for ServiceNow. It actually, if you look right here on the RSI, it went from 21 up to right there at 51. Yeah. And for just a brief intro, for some of you this might be boring. For some of you it's an intro that's good. RSI, Relative Strength Index, that's this indicator right here. You can see the 70 line right there, and you can see the 70 line is the overbought, 30 line down here is the oversold, and then in the middle between around 45 and 55, that's the neutral area. Again, those are just gauges, because really it's just a guide, because they can go way overbought or way oversold for a while before they actually market correct and come down, or market rebound and come back up. What do I mean by that? If you look right over here, see down here, where is it? Right here. I'll circle this so you can see it. Down here on the RSI, down here, this is, you see how oversold that gets? It stays there until it finally rebounds and comes back up. That's why I say it's just a guide, okay? And if you have questions on the RSI or how to use it, just feel free to reach out to me, okay? And also, just a quick intro to this Moving average, convergence, divergence. Let's see, let me pull this over here so you can see this. Okay, now moving average, convergence, divergence, MACD. In other words, right here, this is, for example, see when the blue line, the MACD line crosses the signal line going up, okay, going up, you will have a increased or trending upward price chart, as you can see right there. Now, when the MACD line crosses the signal line going down, see right here, the MACD crosses the signal line going down, you will have a downward chart pattern. Now, again, the MACD is a whole lot more complicated than that. That's just the brief intro. But again, if you want more insights on that, just reach out. But that's just a brief intro for that, of course. And here we go. The key to Tesla's growth is how many sheep. But JG, I like your subtle humor on that. But now you heard before. Got it. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now a little bit more about service now for the person asked right here. It went from again RSI of 22. Now it's sitting there. You can see it at 52. And again, if you want, I can even give you some quick chart patterns on this if you want. Here we go. Bring this down over here. For example, if we adjust the timing, by the way, I often get asked what's my timing. My timing is on 1 day. Here's what we call a double bottom right there, and here's the break, the neckline to push it up. That's the double bottom, and then coming right over here, here's one you can see. Here is your, right here, this is your head, and left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline breakout going down. And then if we go right over here, yeah, here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline breakout going up. Okay, and again, there's many more chart patterns. If you want, just reach out and I can give you some more of those. And right now, look at the trade volume on Service Now. Volume is at 4 million, and actually market cap is at 108.4 billion for the person that asked about that. Hopefully that is helpful. And Hussein, greetings. Hello, how are you? Ray Fisi 24, greetings and welcome. I am here, yes. Hopefully that's a positive thing, hopefully. And yeah, welcome. Okay, that's Service Now. And also, let's see, somebody asked me about Tesla, was in the comments, I think it was. So here's Tesla. Right now, let's take a look right here. Yeah, Tesla sitting here at 391. Actually, let's go right over here. Let's check up on right now. Let's just to give you an update. The S&P 500 right now is at 7,130. Okay, and it's climbing. Right now, it's actually up 21 points, 0.30%. And also the Nasdaq is actually also up 86 points, 26,677, up 0.34% as well. The Dow Jones, also to give you an update on that, is up 355 points at 49,795. Yeah, and then again, let's see what oil's doing. Oil's the same, 88 and 94. Just to give you a heads up on that. Now, for the person that asked me about Tesla, greetings. Tesla sitting here right now at 392. It's actually corrected. Yeah, so it's at 392 right now. And as you can see, the RSI sits here at about 56, very neutral. It hasn't corrected much, but it did correct a little bit. It went from 339 all the way up to 402. Now it's corrected back down to 392. Volume wise, it's at 7 million and market cap is at 1.47 trillion. And that's for Tesla, for the person that asked me about that. Also, someone asked me, where is it? About Disney. For the person that asked me about Disney, this one is for you. Okay, I'm not sure who that was, but yeah, here is Disney. Dun, dun, dun. And yeah, actually Disney went from, it rebounded from 92, it's up to 105 right now. It's actually corrected just a little bit from 106 down to 105, but yeah, there we go. And as you can see, bang, right here, RSI, it went all the way oversold from 23 right up here now to 66. As you can see, that little correction right there in the price chart is reflected in the RSI as well. Yeah. And again, for Disney, volume wise is at 467,000, market cap is at 187 billion. Yeah. And also, if you're looking for a couple of chart patterns, for example, this is looking like the left shoulder, the right shoulder, reverse head, and this is pushing, that chart pattern pushes the, right there, that chart pattern pushes the price chart upward, okay? Then let's go back over here, and let me see if I can show you the other way, right here. Yeah, right here, you can kind of see it if you push it out. Here. Yeah, right here. For example, this is kind of a diagonal neckline. Here's your head right here, left shoulder, right shoulder, diagonal neckline, and that pushes that chart pattern down. Again, if you would like more chart patterns, feel free to ask. Got it. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. Yeah, so that's Disney for the person that asked. And then also, I've got asked about ONDS right here. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, ONDS engages in the development, marketing, and sale of wireless radio systems for secure, wide area, mission critical business-to-business networks. Operates through ONDS networks and ONDS autonomous system segments, if you're curious about that. But right here, for the person that asked me, if you're still here in the stream, right now ONDS is at 11.08. It is rebounding right now, and right now RSI is sitting here at 61, and volume is at 11.3 million. Market cap is at 5.34 billion. Yeah, that's ONDS for the person that asked. Yeah. Let's see, man. Now, again, welcome for those of you jumping in here. It's about 10:09 a.m. Eastern time, and welcome. The Senate confirmation hearing for the Fed chair nominee Kevin Warsh is just about to kick off. And as we talked about earlier, right now the S&P is at 7,136, Nasdaq 26,713, and Dow Jones 49,778. Everything is in the green right now. And if you're looking at the metals, gold and silver, let's see, right now gold is at 4,782, silver is at 78.74. Both of those are correcting at the moment, not much, but they are. And then, yes, for example, as the hearing begins, here are some things to look at. First, the dynamic balance on rate cuts. Warsh's previous pivot toward cuts was based on AI-driven disinflation. However, with the latest inflation data coming in hot and the Middle East tensions keeping oil high, the market is pricing in only 8 basis points of cuts for the rest of the year. Any hint of a higher for longer stance from Warsh will likely trigger a massive repricing. Yeah. RS Navar, not so much, but if you want, I can look up one for you. For example, I often get asked about Bitcoin a lot. If that's one that you want, let me know. Okay. And then right over here, let's see. Got it. Okay. AUD. Got it. Noted. Thanks, Ekbadem. And then right here. So any hint of a higher for longer stance from Warsh will likely trigger a massive repricing. And another part is the balance sheet. Warsh has publicly advocated for a smaller Fed footprint if he confirms an aggressive quantitative tightening plan to mop up liquidity. Long-end treasury yields will probably see structural upward pressure. Okay. Also, we've been talking a lot about oil as well. Let me know if you have any oil or energy company ticker symbols that you'd like me to look up. Just feel free to put those in the comments. And yeah, let's continue on. So don't be fooled at the relative calm of $87. The weekend spike to 89, possibly just a rehearsal, with the Hormuz traffic still strangled at 10% and the ceasefire expiring at midnight. That's another one to watch for. What happens at midnight? We're on the edge of more oil fluctuation, okay? Also, another part is who's holding the line. Yesterday showed us that the Magnificent Seven are feeling a lot of the heat. Yes, the tech sector is on the rise. They are rebounding, but it's not over yet. Nvidia, yesterday they closed at 202. So 200 level is no longer just resistance. It's the psychological pivot point for the entire semi sector. So despite strong Blackwell demand, is it enough? Well, we'll see. And we talked about Tesla. Tesla is still plagued by that 190,000 unit inventory hang. Tomorrow, April 22nd, is their earnings day. So any revision to delivery guidance might change its valuation. And that's a little bit about Tesla. So again, some of the questions that I'm seeing here are regarding tech and energy companies and what to do, etc. Again, a lot of the questions that I'm seeing are very specific to your situations and your risk tolerances. It's not something that's just an easy, quick answer. If you want, you can always send me a message with your ticker symbols and position sizes, etc. And I'll reply with some feedback later on in the day. Looking forward, here are some things to watch. Watch the price action 30 minutes after the hearing, the Kevin Warsh hearing concludes. That's when a lot of some of the big money will move. And the midnight reaction. If no deal is reached by midnight, oil will be a big topic for my 6 a.m. briefing tomorrow, okay? So watch oil at midnight. Also, if the volume thins during the Warsh hearing, it could be a sign that the institutions are in a wait and see mode, okay? So again, if you want, you can always reach out, use the code APR21MID, and I'll be dropping my full post-hearing analysis, usually 20 minutes faster than public news. And second, get the data, the Warsh Cheat Sheet and Hormuz Tracker. It's free for my viewers today. Again, that's a Warsh Cheat Sheet and Hormuz Tracker. It's free if you want it. And again, if you enjoy this, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I may go live again around the midnight deadline. But yeah, if you're wondering how you can help the channel, if you're liking it, yeah, feel free to like, subscribe, and share, comment. It's all appreciated. I'm not the algorithm engineer, but I've been told that the algorithm does work on that kind of information. Okay, and let's see. Okay, and right now, Ekbedem, I got you right here. Thank you very much for the likes. I appreciate that. You asked about this one here. If you can see right behind my big head, I know my big head often gets in the way, but again, on the live stream, I can share the information with you. But Ekbedem, here it is. If you want, again, I get your question. Go here on my YouTube channel homepage, and you can always see my where is it, right here, my contact there. Simply ask me the question there on my YouTube homepage, and yeah, we can talk more about that. But again, the algorithm is tight because this is an educational channel, so I can't say anything that sounds like a suggestion or a recommendation. Okay, yeah. Eris Navarra, thank you very much for the likes as well. I do appreciate it. Again, the same thing. This is an educational channel, so I can share a lot of information with you, but if you have specific questions, you need to contact me outside the stream, all right? Rich Nature Trip, greetings and welcome. All right, so Equidam, this one's for you right here. Recently, it went from right here 109 to 114, and then you can see that, and it's still rebounding at the moment. 114 rebounding. You can see that here in the RSI, 41 up to 70 right now, basically almost on the oversold area. Yeah, so there's that. Again, if you have more questions, just feel free to reach out, or if you have other ticker symbols, let me know. And let's see. Let's see, for example, right here. Greetings, Xenon. Hello. And let's see. Let me just show this to you. For example, right there. There it is. Right there. You can see that. Boom. Yeah. So, Eris Navarre, that was for you. Let's see. Xenon, what do you have the ticker symbol? Ticker symbol, please. Let me know. Yeah. And there is that if you want it. And let me go right over here. Let's see. And right over here. Done. Let's go deeper into this one. United Healthcare. Let's look up that one. UNH right here. Boom. Here we go. Okay, United Healthcare Group. This one's in the news. We just talked about that one recently. Right here, jumping up. You can see here, 8%. Look at this jump right here. It's at 355 and currently rebounding. Look at the RSI, went from 31 all the way up to right now. It is at 81, super oversold. Xenon, let's see. Hello again. Let me know what the ticker symbol is, Xenon, and I can go into that for you. Okay, right here. Wow. Volume right now for United Healthcare is at 9.38 million, and market cap is at 321 billion right there. And let's go right over here. And here's a nice one. Here's your reverse head, left and right shoulder, and you can see right there is where it breaks out. Yeah, and again, that one's jumped up right there. What was it? Rose 7%. Yeah, 7% right there. So, yeah. All right, and another one we're gonna go to next. We already talked about Tesla a little bit, and let's go to NVIDIA, because the company, the company that supplies NVIDIA with circuit boards just jumped up on an IPO, Victory Giant Technology. So let's go right here to NVIDIA. And NVIDIA actually right now just corrected slightly. Yeah, it's down 0.05%, as you can see right there. But look at that. It went all the way from 167 and now it's at 202. Yeah. A Xenon. I can look that one up for you. XAUUSD right there. Here we go. Again, Xenon. This is for you. That's what you asked about right there. That's for you. Let's look at it. Right now, the question you asked, Xenon, is sitting here at 4775, and the RSI right now is very, very neutral at 50. RS Navarre, let me know if you have a ticker symbol that I can do for you. But regarding your question, that's not something that will get me dinged on the channel, or that will get me dinged on this platform. Again, on this platform, the algorithm is super tight. So again, I can look up information for you, but otherwise the channel will get restricted if I say too much. Yeah. Okay, Xenon, thank you very much. Yeah. But again, there's different things I can talk about on videos and stuff like that, and there's different things I can talk about on the live stream. So RS Navar and Xenon, again, this is the live stream, so there's the algorithm is very different. So there's things that I say here, and there's things I can talk about on the videos, and there's things I can talk about on a direct message. That's why I always share my direct message information with you right there if you want it. Okay, so that's that. So thank you very much, Xenon. I appreciate it. And okay, here again, Xenon, this one was for you. Right now, 4776, and RSI is very neutral. You can see that right here in the chart pattern. Okay. Now another one we were just talking about Nvidia. Right here, yeah, 201, yeah, overbought right here at 71, and Nvidia is going to invest up to 10 billion in Anthropic. Okay, Nvidia. If you're looking right here on the bottom right, again, this is Trading View for this. If you're asking about the software, bottom right. There's some information there. It will invest up to 10 billion in Anthropic. Anthropic will use Nvidia and rewritten hardware for compute and run workloads on the Microsoft Azure. And right now, Nvidia is at, volume is at 21.3 million, market cap is at 4.9 trillion right there. And if you want to go a little bit behind the curtain on Nvidia, you can see this right here. Again, this is talking a little bit about some of the earnings. For example, you have the quarterly, you have the annually. For some of you, this might be boring information. For others, you might be interested in this. But quarterly, the last 3 quarters, you can see right here, the blue bars is what, and the gray bars was what was expected. So when you beat the expectations, it looks good, it looks stronger for the company, like the company's healthier, stronger, more vibrant. And yeah, Johnny, thank you very much for the likes and the shares. I appreciate that. So Q4, Q3, and Q2, all the last 3 quarters beat the expectations on the earnings, so it looks strong. Now, annually, so for the year, 2025, 2024, and 2023, the last 3 years annually also beat the annual earnings expectations, so that looks strong. And if you're looking, if you want, also here you can go to see what the revenue, the profit, and the operating income was. Again, that will also give you some insights about the strength and health of the company, where the money is, where it's going, etc. And you can see that last, again, right over here, 2023, 2024, and 2025, revenue, gross profit, operating income, and net income were all green and all looking good, and that's for Nvidia. Okay. Now, some of you, that may be some boring information. Others of you, it might be helpful. Hopefully, it's helpful to you. Again, if you're looking for other companies, just drop a ticker symbol there, and I'll look at them. That was Nvidia. Also, we talked about, oh yeah, right here, Apple. Tim Cook is stepping down. What does that mean for the company? And okay, again, Xenon, contact me and we'll talk about that. I can't say too much about that, okay? I can just share more information, okay? There you go. And right now, again, Tim Cook stepping down, and who was it? John Terrace is going to be replacing him. Yeah, so right here, let's take a look here at Apple. Because yeah, Apple actually corrected on the surprising news. No problem, Xenon, no problem. I'm just trying to do what's best for the channel. Let's see, RS Navar. Let's see, RS Navar, Xenon. It's WhatsApp. It's WhatsApp, not Telegram. WhatsApp. Yeah, I know you might feel weird giving out or contacting me on WhatsApp, but that's just the best way. If it's something you're not comfortable with, I understand. But yeah, that's the best way. And I understand if it's something that maybe you're not okay with, but yeah. Okay, so here's Apple. Names: John Turner, CEO, September 1st. Tim Cook Tim Cook will be the executive chairman. And let's see, right now, yeah, look at this, correcting. Actually, it's down from 272 down to 269. And right now, let's see, RSI is also corrected. It was at 65, now it's at 61. Yeah, And again, if you're looking for a couple of quick chart patterns, here's one right here. You have a double bottom right here, and here's your double bottom neckline, and that pushes that up. So the double bottom, the sellers lose momentum, then the buyers take over. Yes. And yeah. And then also right over here, again, you can see reversed by the double top, and double top reversed by the double bottom. So also you have the head and shoulders bang being reversed by the reverse head and shoulders as well. Those two oftentimes offset each other. Yeah. And again, there's more patterns to come if you want those. Also, right now, volume for Amazon is at 6.67 million. Market cap is at 3.96 trillion. Yeah. Okay, and then where's my Apple? Yeah, and oh yeah, here's another headline I saw. Tim Cook steps down, and it says investors are 4 trillion richer because of him. Do you think that the investors of Apple are 4 trillion richer because of Tim Cook? Do you think Tim Cook has done a great job? Let me know your insights, and let me know if Apple is one of the companies that you're really into as well. Okay, and if you have other companies that you're into, feel free to put them in the comments. Yeah. So for example, right here it says, Cook will stay on at Apple as its executive chairman, etc. Right here. During his time, Cook oversaw the launch of a variety of new products, including the Apple Watch, AirPods, and the MacBook Neo. He's also been instrumental in increasing Apple's service segment revenue to more than 100 billion. Let me repeat that. He's also been instrumental in increasing Apple's services segment revenue to over 100 billion, the company's second largest business behind the iPhone. Steve Jobs hired Cook in 1998 and promoted him to executive vice president in worldwide sales in 2002. Yeah. And Cook leveraged his supply chain expertise to dramatically expand Apple's business. The company's market capitalization has grown from 350 billion to just north of 4 trillion as of the end of trading on Monday. A staggering 1,000%. Let me repeat that. A staggering 1,000% increase. Yes. And okay, that's a little bit about Apple. Also, we're going to talk about Marvel. Why Marvel? Because they just popped on the report that they're going to help Google with custom AI chips. For example, right here, shares of Marvel gained nearly 6% on Monday amid reports that Google will use the chip design firm for 2 new chips to power AI workloads. And until now, Google has relied on Marvel rival Broadcom for the design of its in-house tensor processing units, or TPUs. Broadcom shares fell nearly 2% Monday following the report. Yeah, so here we go. Yeah, Marvel jumped up 6%. Let's take a look right here. Marvel. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Let me know if this is one of the companies you're looking at right now, because right here, yeah, look at this. It went from 85 all the way up here, bang, to 152. It's still climbing up. And look at this RSI. It went from 50, super neutral, to right here at way overbought at 86. Again, that's Marvel. If you're curious, Marvel engages in the design, development, and sale of integrated circuits. Its products include data processing units, security solutions, automotive, coherent, etc., etc. Yeah. And right here, the volume. Right now, you can see the volume is up. Boom, boom, boom. Volume is at 12.02 million. Market cap is at 133.69 billion at the moment. And pull again. My time is on 1 day. If we look right over here, let me pull out some of these chart patterns for you. Yeah, right here you can see here is basically here's your double bottom neckline, and that pushes that up. And then if we go right over here, you can see, spread this out right here. Here becomes your reverse head, left side, right side, reverse head and shoulders, bang, that pushes that up. Again, many more chart patterns if you want. Yeah, and that's Marvel. Let me put that right over here. And Marvel, where's my Marvel? Right here. Yeah, Marvel again is working with Google right now on AI chips. Also, right here, another headline: Qualcomm's best run in years barely puts a dent in a brutal sell-off. Phil Collins, interesting. I love the question. Again, maybe you don't know, this is an educational channel, and the algorithm would completely restrict me if I start giving out recommendations or suggestions. Again, you can go here to my YouTube homepage, and you can contact me directly if you want. Yeah, and there's a link there, you can contact me. But if you have a company ticker symbol you can that you're curious about, put that in the comments, Phil Collins, and I can look that up for you. But right now this is just information, and again, everything else you can contact me. Man, I got to make it. Okay, then send me a message and I'll get back to you after the stream. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so Qualcomm's best run in years barely puts a dent in brutal sell-off. Right here, dun. Yeah. The chip makers' shares have gained for 9 straight sessions. Again, this is Qualcomm, their longest winning streak since November 2023. The stock's 11% advance in that time is its best performance in about 6 months, and more broadly, semiconductors are the second best performing sector in the S&P index this year. But that's only part of the story, because if you take a step back, Qualcomm shares are still down 20% for 2026, making them by far the worst performer in the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index. And earlier this month, they fell to the lowest since 2023. And Qualcomm's 25% plunge in, 25% plunge in the first quarter was its worst quarterly showing since 2002. Yeah, so I thought we would take a look here at Qualcomm. Right here. Phil Collins, good. Actually, we just looked up Marvel a little while ago in the stream. Yeah. If you want, ask me and I can show it to you again here in a little bit. But yeah, Marvel just jumped up, what was it, 6 or 7%, because they're going to start doing custom chips with Google. And here is Qualcomm. Yeah, let's see. I don't quite understand the comment. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure I understand the comment. But yeah, for example, Qualcomm engages in developing and commercializing foundational technologies and products used in mobile devices and other wireless products. Yeah. Right here, look at this drop. It went from, yeah, this is what the article is talking about. Here you go. Let me give you a couple quick chart patterns on this one. Here's your, again, you can see the head, left, right, and that's a good head and shoulders. It drops it down a lot actually. And then coming right over here, yeah, let's see, are you making it? Here we go. Right now, Qualcomm's at 137.59. And right now, the RSI is sitting here at 63. Phil Collins, the goal is to actually build a community of like-minded people. That's why any subscription, any like, any comment helps the algorithm. That's the whole main point of this, actually. And that's why I encourage people like you to, share your thoughts, share your comments, and grow it together. But yeah. All right, and right now, as you can see, Qualcomm is just on a small rebound, which is what the article is talking about. It went right here from 122 up to 137. Volume-wise, right now it's at 1.63 million. Market cap is at 146 billion right there. And if you, let's look right back here. let's go to the earnings on this one. Okay, so earnings right here quarterly. Again, you can see this is what was actually recorded, and the gray is what was actually expected. We knew that when they beat their expectations, it looks very strong for the company right here. Okay. Thanks for sharing, Phil Collins. For the last 3 quarters, Qualcomm has beat its earnings expectations. And looking at the annual side, annually, 2025 and 2024, 2023, actually year over year, they also beat their earnings expectations last 3 years for Qualcomm, okay? And if you want, you can also look at Qualcomm's recent revenue, profits, and earnings right there, if it's something you're interested in. If you want more about that, just ask me. But right now, let's go back here. We talked about Qualcomm. Here's another one I was going to share. Goldman Sachs, and what Goldman Sachs thinks about some of the tech stocks right now. For example, Goldman Sachs thinks some of these companies can continue to run higher. Again, this isn't necessarily me, I'm just sharing the headline with you. But here, Goldman Sachs thinks some of these companies have more room to run, such as Broadcom, Nvidia, AMD, Amazon, Meta, and Micron. They're all in the tech sector, but I thought we'd take a look at some of them. Got it. Okay, Phil Collins. And so right here, another one that's actually doing a lot of running right now is Meta. If we take a look at Meta, actually, if you're curious about Meta, Meta recently just announced that May 20th will be the first wave of layoffs and additional cuts to come later in 2026. Meta will lay off 10%, or it's the same as 8,000 of its global employees. So of its global employees, 8,000 or 10% will be laid off on May 20th. So that's a little update about Meta. And right now, if we're looking here, right now Meta jumped up recently from 519 up to 670. And today they're actually up just a little bit, 668 to 674. And you can see that right here in the RSI. They went from a 22 RSI all the way, right now they're at 64 now. And again, right here, yeah, again, a couple of chart patterns if you want to see those. Here is right here, again, you have a head, a left shoulder, a right shoulder right there, and that brings it down. Also, if you come over here, you'll see here, bring this out right here. Here's your double bottom right here, double bottom and neckline, double bottom, boom, it pushes that up. Right over here, here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline, that drops it down. Some of these chart patterns are more common, some of them are less common, but again, they are what they are. And right now, volume wise is at 1.77 million, market cap is at 1.71 trillion right there. Oh, okay. See, sorry, I almost missed your comment. Xenon, yeah, right there. If you're asking about that, that's for you. Okay. Trade 6.6. Yes, I'm on TikTok and I'm on YouTube as well. Yeah. Thanks for asking. Yeah. Thanks, Xenon. And okay, so that's Meta. Let's go to another one right here. Where's my yeah, Meta. Also, let's take a look here at Micron. MU right here. It's another one that Goldman Sachs is talking about. Let's see. And right here, Micron. Again, let's see. Goldman Sachs raised Micron's earnings per share forecast to about 19% above the consensus, and earnings revisions since February 27th rose 93%. Yeah, look at this. They have right now, they are rebounding as well. A lot of the tech sector is rebounding, but this one went from 320 up to right here, 445. And look at this chart right here. Yeah. Also, if you're looking at some of the indicators down here at the pull this down a little bit right here. Looking at the indicators right here, the RSI, it went from 30 up here to 60 at the moment. And look at all the trade volume that's happening very, very recently. Right now, trade volume is at 6.92 million. Market cap is at 503 billion. Yeah. And thank you very much, Harley Phillips. I appreciate the likes. Yeah. If you are indeed enjoying the channel, you're enjoying the information, and you're enjoying the relaxed environment, if it's something you're getting benefit from, always feel free to like, subscribe, give it a share if you want. It does help the algorithm. That way we can get out and build the community to be stronger. Again, this is not a sales channel. We don't recommend or suggest. So always feel free to share your thoughts and insights that you want, or whatever experiences you're having. It's a warm and welcoming community, and thank you all for joining it and being part of it and helping it grow. That being said, again, here is Micron. And also, if you want to look at some of the earnings for Micron recently, quarterly, you can see Q2 really beat the expectations a lot here. Q1, same thing. You can see how it right there, the earnings versus the expectations beat it. And also right here, same thing with the Q4, it beat it is there as well. And again, annually, which is oftentimes 2025 beat it and 2024 beat it, and so last 2 years, 2024 and 2025 annually beat the earnings expectations. If you also want information about their revenue, profit, and income, it's all right here. If you want more information about that, just reach out, that's fine. And let's go back here to where is it? Another one that we'll talk about is we talked about Amazon already. AMD is another one that we should look into. AMD right here. Got it. Rich Nature Trip, thank you very much. I appreciate it for the positive comment. Again, AMD, for those of you who may not know, AMD engages in the semiconductor business. Its products include processors, accelerators, graphics, adaptive, and software tools and apps. That's all AMD. And right now you can see AMD is another one that's really rebounding at the moment, 193 up to 280 right there. And the RSI went from 45 up to sitting here way overbought right now at 77. Yeah. And right over here we go. Again, if you're looking for some chart patterns, a couple ones that easily jump out. Here again is your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then that pulls that chart down to there. You can see the breakout right there. And there's many more of these if you want. Just ask, yeah. And you can also change time if you want. When you change the time, it changes the chart patterns that you see, and then you can overlay them to see which patterns really show up the way they're supposed to. Yeah. Phil Collins, I'm selling it 255. Okay, Phil Collins, great. Thanks again for sharing that. Again, if any of you watching on YouTube would like to contact me, if you go to my homepage, you can find my contact there. If you want to ask me questions that we can't really discuss during the live stream because of the algorithm, that's okay. BNYD. Okay. Oh yeah, you asked about Beyond Meat. Let me know what you think about Beyond Meat. I know that's the one that, for example, what was it? Isn't Bill Gates one of the owners or investors in Beyond Meat? And yeah, so there's Beyond Meat. Yeah, Beyond Meat just actually jumped up. RSI sitting here at 79. Yeah. Volume right now for Beyond Meat is at 212 million, and market cap is at 547 million. So hopefully that information is helpful to you. Let's go back here to AMD. Yeah, looking right now at AMD. AMD competes with NVIDIA in AI server accelerators. AMD's roadmap centers on upcoming MI400 and MI450 processors targeting the server GPU accelerator market. Right now, volume's at 9.6 million. Market cap's at 456 billion. That's AMD. for all of you who are watching. If you do have a question about a company, just drop the ticker symbol in the comments and we can look at that for you. We're going through some of the major headlines right now, everything US news and US headlines, etc. And we try to make it fun and interesting. So, yeah. And let's see. Here, where is it? And AMD, yeah. And then right here, we talked about Amazon to invest up to another 25 billion in Anthropic as part of the AI infrastructure deal. Right here, Amazon has agreed to up to 25 billion in Anthropic on top of the 8 billion that it poured into AI startup in recent years as part of the expanded agreement to build out AI infrastructure. Anthropic said it's committed to spending more than 100 billion in Amazon Web Services technologies over the next 10 years, including current and future generations of Trainium, Amazon's custom AI chips. Anthropic said it secured up to 5 gigawatts of capacity for training and deploying its Claude AI models. All right, let's look here. Amazon, what are you doing right now? Okay, taking a look right here at Amazon, it actually went from, right here at 199 up to, it's had a small correction. At the moment, it's at 252. And you can see that small correction right there in the RSI. RSI is still sitting there overbought at 75. That's why I say the indicators are just guides, because they can go way overbought and stay there for a while before they correct and come down, or also same way with way oversold. Let's see, Dior, not that much. To answer your question, Dior, not that much. But again, if you have other questions, feel free to ask. Thank you for asking that. Is that something you're into? Let me know. Is there anything else you're looking at? So Amazon right now expands AI tie-up with Anthropic, and right here, volume-wise is at 12.81 million, and market cap is at 2.71 trillion. Yeah. Also, if you're interested in the earnings, what's earnings recently? For example, quarterly, they've only released their let's see, Q4 of 2025 beat. Oh no, they just missed it. Actually, Amazon Q4 of 2025 just missed its earnings expectations, but Q3 and Q2 beat it. 2025 though, for the year, got it. Interesting. Dior, there you go. That's for you if you want it. Let me know. Also, I'd be curious to talk more if you want. 2024 also beat. So Amazon for the last 2 years beat earnings expectations. And if you want, if we go here to, if you want to know more about Amazon's profits, revenues, etc., just go right here. You can see the last 3 years it was revenue, profit, and income were very good. Also, that's Amazon. Yeah. Another one we'll talk about is also we're talking about Amazon because they're also going to deploy 75 electric trucks for their US freight services. Okay, so again, Amazon's getting more into the electronic vehicles, and they're partnering up with a company from Sweden called Einride. Yeah, might hit all the time. Yeah, Puma Rolex. I share some of your sentiment on that. Okay, Phil Collins, 1%. Yeah. Got it. I understand, Phil Collins. Thank you for sharing. Now, Puma Rolex, I'm curious. Why do you say that? Tell me a little bit more about why you're saying that. Dior. Good question, and that's not just a 1 second answer. It's better if I explain that in much more detail. Again, that's why I just said I can talk more about the different indicators and what they do and how to use them. Yeah, okay. Just contact me there, and I can go through a lot more information, much better than I can here on the stream. So yeah. Again, Amazon partnering up with Sweden's Einride for electric trucks for delivery. And then let's go here. Speaking of Amazon, Mr. Bezos is investing 100 billion to bring AI to factories, and here's what it means for your jobs. 100 billion to fund to acquire manufacturers and bring more than AI superpowers to factory floors. Yeah. He has traveled to the Middle East and elsewhere to meet with potential investors for massive funding. If he succeeds, it will be one of the largest buyout funds and could change the way products are designed, made, and distributed. And that's what Mr. Bezos is doing with the factories. And wow, AI, interesting. And we also, here's what we're going to talk about as well. This is one with tariff refunds beginning on Monday, and this is already Tuesday, so they've already started tariff refunds. And some big retailers are due some big paydays, such as, well, there's Walmart, there's Target, Nike, and there's also Kohl's, Gap, etc. Again, one of the ones we were going to talk about is Nike. Why? Because Nike is not doing so well right now. We'll just say that like that. So if you're interested in Nike, this one is for you. Right here you can see it's been dropping, bang, and recently it just dropped a lot, especially right there on April 1st. It did slightly rebound recently, but not much. It went from 41 up to 46, and you can see RSI right here all the way down here to 17. It has rebounded up here to 40, okay, on the RSI, but yeah, right. Look at the trading volume right there, and volume right now is at 5.6 million. Market cap is at 69 billion at the moment, and that's for Nike. That's one of the retailers, and I believe they've also been how do you say, hit hard by the tariffs as well. And I'm curious if they're going to, I'm curious how these tariffs are going to go. Let me know your thoughts on tariffs, if they're going to get a good refund or not so much. Mr. Moha, thank you for the follows. Everyone who's giving a subscription, giving a follow, giving a like, I do appreciate it. It does help out the algorithm a lot. Thank you very much for doing that. If you are getting benefit, it does help the channel, so thank you very much. Got it. No, it's hot topic in media that's full out of my knowledge. Got it. Amazon has given me a few $100K and I'm too cheap for Amazon Prime. Got it. Thanks, Phil Collins. Thanks, Puma Rolex, for your sharing your thoughts there. Yeah. Okay. Again, that's Nike. Another one, since we were talking about tariffs and refunds, here's another one that we're going to look at is Target at the moment. They're one of the big retailers that might get a tariff refund. Here we go. As you can see, it went from, back in November, it went from 84, now it's up to 132, and today it's still climbing even today at the moment. So look at the RSI, it went from 50 up here to 70 on the RSI, and right now, volume-wise, is at 976,000, and market cap is at 60.13 billion. Yeah. And let's see. Yeah, that's Target. Another one here, right here is Walmart. Here we go. Let's check this one out. Walmart. Again, this is also one that's recently been climbing. It's actually been. Let's go right here. Yeah, so right now also it's at 128. It's been climbing for a while, but the RSI, if you look at the RSI, it's very, very neutral, sitting here at 56, 57, and not much volume. It's at 2.59 million. Market cap is at 1 trillion at the moment. And right, another one that we're going to go to here that's talking about tariffs and the refunds to some of the retailers. Also another one right here. Precious metals. If anyone in here is a gold or silver bug, let me know, because I am too. And again, with right now, let's talk about oil. Brent. Wow. Okay. West Texas Intermediate has now jumped up 0.85%, It's at 88.16 right now. Brent crude is also jumped up 0.62%. It's now at 96. Let me know your thoughts about oil and how high it's going to go. And for example, when the higher the oil goes, the petrodollar gets stronger. And inversely, normally the metals get weaker because they are priced in dollars. So for example, right now, yes, gold keeps dropping. It's at 4739 at the moment. It's down 1.71%. Yes, when oil goes up, the metals go down. Silver is also down 2.58. It's at 77 right now. Same thing. And normally when that happens, the miners go down as well. Here we go. But let me know. Here's the question I have. Will gold reach 6,000 this year? Some experts think so. Gold has a reputation as being a safe haven for investors. When the market fluctuates and inflation rises, investors often allocate more capital to precious metals like gold or silver. What do you think? Do you think that'll happen? And with the war in Iran affecting oil prices and the markets, along with ongoing issues in Europe and South America, gold is more popular than ever. In fact, gold's price rose 64% in 2025. But what comes next? Give me your thoughts. How is the price of metals going to change with the price of oil? What do you think is going to happen? Let's go right here just to check out a couple of these right here. Newmont, if you're curious, Newmont is a big metals miner, and right here you can see, just like we talked about, it's correcting because the price of the metals is going down because of the price of oil. The value of dollar is going up. You can see the correction right there, and you can see the correction also in the RSI. That's Newmont. That's a big one. If you go to Freeport McMoran, that's another one often commonly. Let's see right here. Again, Freeport McMoran is also, this miner is also correcting at the moment. Look at the RSI because oil just jumped up a little bit as well. Yeah, so it follows with that. Another one we can look up, since we're talking about oil, let's go to Exxon right here. Exxon, let's see, at the moment it is actually, yeah, it's a small correction. It's at 140, 147 right here. Dun. Let's see. Held ED 6K for gold seems a lot, but wouldn't surprise. Yes, thank you for the comment. I think, however, there will be some kind of correction before. Yes, nothing goes up in a straight line, LED. I know what you mean. It's always, there's always corrections along the way, big pullbacks. But yeah, I share your sentiment. It wouldn't surprise me. There's all kinds of crazy things that can happen. But yeah, thanks, LED. I appreciate that. Again, this is Exxon. Let's check out CDX right here. Chevron. Yeah, here we go. Chevron is also correcting just a little bit. It's at 183.7 at the moment. Also in the RSI, you can see that. Volume is at 1.93 million. Market cap is at 365 billion at the moment. Yes. And let's do another one right here. For example, yeah, oil prices have changed very little after Mr. T says he expects a deal with Iran. Again, I wonder if this actually pull through. And again, is that the reason that oil prices have changed very little? I wonder. Let's see what happens tonight at midnight, right? For everyone who's given a like, a comment, a share, shared your thoughts, thank you all very much. If you do have further questions or comments, you can always contact me. You can go to my homepage on YouTube, or you can contact me here, etc. But if you have enjoyed this, feel free to subscribe, feel free to like it and share it before you leave. And thank you very much. And I appreciate all the insights.